Oh, okay, great. So gong me out if you can't hear me because it seems like it's not a very good connection. But in any case, this is a very short speech on Catalyst components. People who've used Catalyst know that the component is part of a base functionality for Catalyst. And Catalyst controllers use and models are made of components.
We lost your screen share. We can hear you fine, but you redo your screen share. It just disappeared.
Yeah, it keeps breaking. Hang on. How about now? Is that back?
It's loading. Yes,
Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Go ahead.
Can you feel me? Touch me?
Go. Yes.
Okay.
Feel me.
Okay. Base component. Components of base class functionality. Controllers view models are made of components. And the default lifecycle is per application, which means is when the application starts, you create the class, and it's the same class for the entire lifecycle. But you can make Catalyst components. If you make a Catalyst component that's a standard component, you call the component method, it returns the class. And I said this lasts for the entire lifecycle of the application. If instead you implement accept context, that converts it into a per context model, which means is that every time you call it, you get a new one. And the upside to the per context model is you get the context, which means that you can have access to requests, such as the body parameters and all those kind of things. So this is a quick example. Is a controller that was using these two models. One was the start times, and one was now. And the first one is a application model, and the second one is a per context model. And this is exactly what it looks like if you were just to curl it. If you hit the application model, every time you hit it, you'll get the same time because it gives you the time the application starts. Whereas if you hit the per request model, it gets a new one each time, so you get new time. So there's some interesting, I've been playing with this quite a bit on CPAN. I welcome people to take a look, but very quickly, the things I've been playing with are per context controllers. This allows you to create attributes that are actually useful, because they're created new each time. So in this case, you have an attribute, that is access to the user registration model. And so you can use this to get around having to use the stash for everything. Another quick example here is a model that binds to the request. And so this allows you to, like, say, have a form that submits data, and then instead of getting a hash, you can bind that to an actual model, which gives you a strongly typed system. It just gives you it gives you a place where you can do all sorts of interesting things with the model. So post data, I think I'm getting into time. I have no idea because we got interrupted. So if the post data looks like this, you could do a model that a controller looks like this.
90 seconds.
And okay, and last, here's a per request view. This again allows you to have an attribute, like a registration attribute. So instead of using the stash, you can instead in your controller pass the data directly to the view. I made a little mistake here. This should say C view instead of C model. And this gives you the ability to make views that are strongly typed, instead of a view that is just based on whatever is passed to the context. If any of this stuff seems fun and interesting to you, give me a shout or give Will a shout, and we can have a Catalyst birds of a feather, and I can go into more detail on any of these things I've been working on over the last couple of years. And that's it. Thank you.